said, I think everything else from my side I can start. I'll give just a 15-10 minute lecture on just marriage in Islam. And then after that, I'm just going to recite a few verses in Arabic. I'll first praise the Creator in Arabic, and then I'll recite one verse from the Quran that I'm going to discuss a little bit. And then I'll simply ask Katie, if you give yourself, or you can also have your father speak for you, whichever one's fine, to be the wife of Adam for the dowry. And then you would say, I accept. And then ask Adam, do you accept Katie to be your wife for the dowry that's agreed upon? And then you'll say, I accept. And after that, we'll make a simple prayer of, for everybody and you two to be blessed and this marriage to be blessed. And that's it. After that, congratulations, and everything can be in order after that.
Perfect.
Pretty simple.
Terry, now, oh my goodness.
Food actually.
Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد قال تبارك وتعالى بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون. So basically there's one verse that I normally recite in these marriages because it's so inclusive in what's expected and how to have a successful marriage, the different characteristics and qualities that we want to look for when we're trying to get married, and what we should be working on and focusing on. So I'll discuss that a little bit for about 10 minutes and then we'll start with the actual ceremony. So basically it starts by just giving us the value of this relationship. A lot of times we take a marriage and we just think of it as something very joyous, and we value it because it brings us closer together and we have a certain value to it. But in this verse in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and from his signs is that he created spouses for you so that you may find peace towards one another. So right away he gives a value to it that's incomparable to anything else, and says this relationship is from one of his signs. When we say a sign of God, and we say like whether it's scripture, whether it's something else that symbolizes the Creator, whether it's the staff of Moses or something from Jesus or something from the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, all of them, we all of a sudden give it a different value that you can't put any price on it, you can't put anything on it. So this is from the sign of God. That's it. We're just going to value it. We're not going to do anything else with it. So this relationship is given that value as well too, and that just shows that it's, at times people can get upset with one another. People can have little problems in life, but you treat the relationship that is a sign of God and not just a sign of just a love between two people. Then it's something that you will always cherish regardless of ease or hardship. And so then he gives us the reasons for it also. He says so that you may find peace towards one another. A lot of time when we were raised in this world, as soon as we come into this world, we start developing relationships. When we first come into this world, we develop a relationship that's a hierarchy between us and our parents. It's a dictatorship. Whatever they say goes. There's no equality there.
True.
And that's perfectly fine. That's the way it works. That's the way we were raised, and that's the way, mashallah, your parents raised you both very well as well too. So afterward, we started developing relationships that have equality but no commitment. We have siblings, we have friends. There is a sort of equality there, but it's not something that you're committed to. For example, if you want to go play basketball and your friend wants to go watch a movie, there's no problem. Just go your separate ways. Yeah. Or something, you want to go to a different college and your friend wants to go here, you go your separate ways. You have to take your separate roads. You don't have to always stick together and stay committed through those times. However, when we come into the relationship of marriage, we develop another relationship, different type of relationship where there's both equality and commitment. And with both of those there, you have this equality that's always you're there to help one another. That's the reason why Islam marriage is so very simple. Culture makes it very complex, but Islam is very simple because it's so valuable. This is the easiest way for two people to reach the level of perfection a lot quicker. Will we ever be perfect? No. But toward the path of perfecting our qualities and characteristics and our manners and things like that, it's one of the easiest ways because you have this equal partner there to help you through any kind of hardship. That when the wife goes through a hardship, the husband is there. When the husband goes through a hardship, the wife is there. And it's constant support for one another that's based on equality and commitment, that you're never going to leave each other's side. So that's why it's so much easier to find peace when one comes into this bond of marriage, as opposed to being single, where you're on your own. You have people that are there to help you, but there's not that commitment, or you have other people, but it's more of a dictatorship. So it's a different type of relationship that you come into altogether. Then it says after that وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً, and He made between the two of you, the husband and wife, love and mercy. Now the word love, there's many different words of love in Arabic. In English you have like one love, whether it's a husband or wife saying I love you to one another, or an artist expressing his love for a picture, or someone expressing their love for a scenery. It's the word love is used. But in Arabic it's different types of love all around. Now the love of expression that's used, that's a different word, that where you just express your love. I love the scenery, I love the sunset, I love those things. There's nothing wrong, just express it and that's it. The word that's used over here for love is a love that's not only expressed but proven through action. That's the love that's needed between a husband and wife. That you can't just say I love you if they feel and they see that I love you through action, and that's what makes the relationship much stronger. Now, why is mercy connected with love? Because no matter how much you love one another as husband and wife, you have to understand you live in this world. And this world is not a place where it's always just sunshine and it's always just ease. And people have emotional days, and they can get fired from a job, they can have a problem with their friend. So it's the job of the other, the significant other, whether it's the wife or the husband at that time, that whoever is experiencing the trouble, the other person shows them their mercy and says, you know what, I know my husband or wife loves me at this moment, I know they love me, but they just can't express it now because of the situation of this world. Let me show them some mercy and just help them out, help them get through this moment, because I know they love me. There's no need for them to prove it right now like they would prove it on a nice and sunny day. So, and then finally, the verse is completed by إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. In that is a sign for those who ponder. What's pondering? It's thinking. And what's thinking? It's the opposite of negligence. This is one thing that you have to always be conscious of. We cannot live in this world just like in a dream state. We have to be conscious of everything that's going around us. And what happens is when two people start to love one another for a long time, sometimes they forget that, and that love starts to get neglected and is not focused on. So then the I love you that you got when you first got married feels different than the I love you that you got 20 years later. But they should be the same. Yeah. The same amount of effort is there, the same amount of love is there. It's just sometimes it's just expected and not really appreciated. And same thing with gifts, same thing with any kind of time that's spent. The more you understand that it's the same person and the same amount of effort it takes to say that I love you, and the same amount of effort it takes to give that gift, then it should be appreciated that much. Otherwise, it leads to expectations, and it's like you expect it to happen, and then that leads to not appreciating, and the other person also not feeling appreciated, and it slowly people drift apart. But if you're constantly conscious of that, of the effort that you put for one another, then you'll always have that relationship to be strong, and it'll get stronger every day as opposed to weaker. So this is just one verse in the Quran that talks about relationships. There's many other verses. There's, aside from just relationships, there's just individuality, communal efforts that we should be making, how to make our community strong and such. We just play our part in this world and just do what we can. You're not going to be burdened by anything else. If you go through hardships together as a husband and wife, know that you can handle it. And if you feel that you can't, that's what the family is there for. Yeah. The family, the responsibility of the family is always there to help the relationship get stronger, not to weaken or take sides. It's sometimes very easy to just take the side of your own family member. But can you go there and figure out the problem and just be neutral at it and solve that problem to help them get stronger? That's the responsibility of the family and the in-laws. So it's such a powerful relationship that when two people get married, two families that have nothing to do with one another actually become these in-laws. And even in the Quran, the way we don't take the name of God in vain, it says in the Quran, don't take his name in vain. Similarly, have just as much value for the in-laws. Oh. So it's like when you don't just say, oh, don't worry about them. It's like they've just come into that relationship. They become the brother-in-laws, become your actual brothers, sister-in-laws become your actual sisters. Father and mother-in-laws, they become your actual mother and father. You treat them the same way that you would treat your own. They get that level of respect simply because of your true love for one another. So with that said, if there's no other questions, I'll actually start the ceremony and ask the two of you, and then you guys will accept, and we'll make a quick prayer. Questions? Are you guys good?
No, it's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Of course. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم. أما بعد قال تبارك وتعالى بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم النكاح من سنتي وقال أيضا ومن رغب عن سنتي فليس مني أو كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. So after praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and saying that there's none worthy of worship except him, that Muhammad, peace be upon him, is his messenger and servant, and also quoting the verse that we talked about, and then also quoting of what the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that marriage is from my path, and also he quoted that anybody who takes a different path is taking a different path from me, so it's not from me, he's not following me, just to show the value of importance of marriage. With that said, before starting, I just want to give both your names the pronunciation correct. Your full name?
Katherine Coots.
Katherine Coots and Adam Chohan. Okay. So with that said, I'll ask first Katherine Coots. Do you give yourself to Adam Chohan to be his wife for the dowry that's agreed upon?
I accept.
And Adam Chohan, do you accept Katherine Coots to be your wife for the dowry that's agreed upon?
I do.
So with that, both of you, before God, you guys are husband and wife, and I already explained to you guys about all the other stuff as well too, so take care of that as well. We'll make a quick prayer and for everyone to be blessed. اللهم إنا نسألك بأنك الحمد لا إله إلا أنت بديع السماوات والأرض يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا حي يا قيوم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Ya Allah, we ask that you bless this marriage between Adam and Katherine. We ask that you bless their future, bless their children, the wealth to come in the future, bless their families, make them as a means of guidance for one another, make them as a means of perfecting the other's characteristics and their deeds, make them make this blessed gathering that everybody leave this gathering with your mercy showered upon them. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Congratulations to Adam.
Thank you.
Congratulations to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that. Not too much.
Thanks.
Now you guys know the whole outcome of it, but eventually, like I said, I always suggest you guys get that other thing done as fast as possible.
Absolutely.
But you can do it whenever you want. Just let me know if you need any signatures or anything like that for that. I'll be more than help you guys out. If you guys have questions or concerns along the way, you guys have my number. You can always call me.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.